Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Conversations with Malik. Uh, I was on earlier and a couple people hit me up. They heard the show earlier on today and they said, Malik, you were talking about New Year's resolutions and you were talking about they said, Malik, man, you was giving statistics about New Year's resolutions and why New Year's resolutions work or don't work and how they fail and how often they fail. And a few people were like, yo, Malik, you kind of left us hanging. And that wasn't my intention. We were doing the show earlier. The show was about a lot of other things. So I was gonna do a New Year's resolution show, but being that me and Jeff decided that we were gonna do the show about the New Year's Eve party and then about New Year's resolutions, I just, I figured I would defer, but I had material on the show. So it's been a long day. I got in late, but I do have a lot of material about New Year's resolutions. And I didn't put it in the title because I had to come up. Hey Keisha, how you doing? I had to come up and rejoin, but I am gonna put it in the title after I finish recording. I already started, so I'm just gonna continue. But I got a lot of good material here. So, it's the new year. And this time of year, everybody's kind of making New Year's resolutions. And yeah, it comes from a good place. It comes from a place of wanting to be a better person. It's good when we do make New Year's resolutions because we can see our character flaws and we can see where we want to become a better person. But so those stats that we gave earlier about how often New Year's resolutions fail, and there's a couple of steps that need to be taken in order for my New Year's resolution to come to fruition, for me to actually for them to have staying power. So there's a few things that I want to touch on that I find would be helpful, that I find has been helpful to me. And so, we talk about a New Year's resolution. And so where does the power of being resolute come from? And the question is, am I resolute? Am I resolute? And so what does resolute mean? And resolute means firmly resolved or determined, set in purpose or opinion. So I have an opinion about my life and where it is that I want to go. So I have a purpose now. I have a new purpose. I feel this new energy and this new purpose. So I say quite a few things to myself. I say, okay, I'm gonna start eating better. All right, I'm gonna go to the gym. Okay, I want to save more money. Okay, if I'm not in a relationship, I might be looking to get into a relationship, right? I might want to buy, look, I might want to achieve certain goals for this year. But sometimes I find that New Year's resolutions are made from an emotional standpoint. And when I look deeper into it, and I've had many years of spiritually counseling people and going over this with people, that a lot of times it's coming from a place of fear. That emotional decisions that I'm about these things that I want to now do that I haven't been doing before is coming from a place of past issues and fear. So, yeah. So, in order for me to be resolute, I have to have some type of resolve. Now, if I haven't had resolve in that area before, what makes me think that I'm going to be resolved now? What has changed? Just because emotional feelings aren't change, isn't true change. Emotional feelings are indicators that something needs to change. But a lot of the New Year's resolutions are made from emotional feelings about something I want to obtain, or an area in my life about myself that I don't like about me. It brings about a feeling, and that feeling causes me to make a resolution that from that, okay, so this year it's not going to be like that anymore. So my question would be, why January 1st? What is it about January 1st that changes things? January 1st is just a man-made calendar. You think the earth, the moon, the stars care about the date? I mean, we're following an American calendar. This was a calendar that was made by somebody. Why is January 1st the turning point in my life? And if I think that because it's January 1st and I'm making this New Year's resolution, what makes me think I'm going to follow through with it? So the word resolved is an adjective, and it means firm in purpose or intent, determined. So I have determination. But so purpose, intent, determination are good qualities to have, but they don't have clear staying power. I want you to follow me here. They don't have staying power without certain ingredients. When I make decisions based on a place of fear, that doesn't have staying power. When I make emotional decisions on a New Year's resolution about something that I want to change about myself, it doesn't have staying power. It won't last. It's not going to last. Because am I resolute? And what are my resolute qualities? In what areas of my life have I been able to make decisions and stick to it? Where do I show stick-to-itiveness? Now, if it's something that I've been struggling with, what makes me think I'm gonna defeat it this time? If I'm working on my diet and I say I'm gonna eat better, so this year I pledge that I'm gonna eat better and lose weight. How is that gonna happen? Just because I made a decision in my mind to do it? I'm just setting myself up for failure. Because usually in the moment when I make decisions that I'm going to change something about myself, it's coming from a place of me feeling hurt, me feeling injured, maybe me feeling a little bad about myself, or me being inspired that I want to be a better person. But that usually doesn't last too long. Why? Because day in and day out, days come and days go, and I feel different days. Different days bring a different set of circumstances. And if you live in New York City or you're living a busy life, you're anything like me, you're working to support your family and to take care of your family, to take care of yourself. It costs a lot to take care of ourselves. So the things that I want to do for Malik, to make Malik a better person, sometimes gets lost in the shuffle. It gets lost in the busyness of the demands of life, because life is demanding. And I tend to forget about my resolution. So how do I keep my resolution at the forefront of my mind. I got 7 steps here to achieve my New Year's resolution. 1, the first thing I got to do, how you doing, Bernie? The first thing I got to do is identify the areas that are causing pain. Identify the areas in your life that are causing you pain. That's easy to point out. That's the easiest step. I could look and see what areas are causing me failure in my life. The second step, which is kind of hard, is surrender to the fact that you've been defeated in that area. Now that's often painful. So I have a little saying that I use that I tell people who I spiritually mentor. I tell them to embrace the pain. You know, nobody wants to feel anymore. Nobody wants to feel and embrace the pain, but I tell them to embrace the pain. Don't run from it. Don't try to squeak it away with some Henny or smoke it away with some weed or sex it away or vacation it away. No, embrace the pain. So step 2, surrender to the fact that you've been defeated in that area that you're trying to make your New Year's resolution. Then 3, search for help with those specific issues that you have identified as troublesome. Now, that's key. Because when I go to look for help, for some reason I find that the help that I'm looking for is also looking for me. There's some wonderful people out there that'll spend time to help you in whatever area that you're slacking in. If you have a problem with diet, there's dieting groups. You got a gambling problem, there's gambling groups. If you got problems from when you were growing up, past issues, you might need to see a therapist, a psychiatrist. There's people out there. There's pastors, there's ministers, there's people that'll take time with you. If you lost a child, there's grievers groups. Right? Identify the areas and then search for help with those specific issues that you've identified as troublesome. It might be people in your life that's been through what you've been through. And you can call them up and say, hey, can you give me some assistance, man? I need some help. Because in asking for help, I'm now entering into the realm of humility. And humility is needed for New Year's resolutions. Follow me here. So step 1, identify the areas that are causing you pain. Step 2, surrender to the fact that you've been defeated in that area. 3, search for help with those specific issues you've identified as troublesome. 4, recommit yourself to spiritual life. Now, so some of us grew up going to the mosque. Some of us grew up going to church. Some of us grew up doing other spiritual things that helped us. Go back to a time. Remember a time of your life. Remember a time of your life that you were most happy, that you were at your top spiritual peak. Go back to doing those things. You wanna follow through on your New Year resolution? Go back to doing those things that you know that work. Get back to it. If you haven't been to church in a while, just show up. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about who's gonna be sitting there saying, "Hey, look at so and so coming in right now." Don't worry about that. You can't save your face and your ass at the same time. See, everybody wants to get their lives together, but you want to look cute in the process. And I'm sorry, it doesn't go like that. When I'm getting help and I'm trying to recreate myself, I got to show my vulnerability. It's okay to be humble. It's okay to say that I'm broken in this specific area. If it's the area of having relationships, successful relationships with people, find out why that marriages and relationships with men or women don't work for you. Maybe somebody told me that their New Year's resolutions was to not run any men away from them this year. Find out what it is about you that run people away. Accept it. Accept the pain of it, and then look to get help in that area. Step 5. So after 4, you recommit to your spiritual life. Step 5, be more loving to the people in your life, and that will spread to others. These are all of the things that I want you to do before your New Year's resolution. 6, be still and get more quiet. And 7, keep your thoughts in the here and now. You do those 7 things. I went through them quick and I'm going to elaborate on them. You do those 7 things, that will open up, that will tend the soil, that will set the groundwork for you to stick to your New Year's resolutions. Because New Year's resolutions need to be kept simple. Don't set any big goals. And I'm not saying don't dream big. I'm a big dream big. I'm a big goal chaser. And I'm about dreaming big. That's who I am. If you've been around me and you see my life, you see that I'm about accomplishing big dreams and goals. But if you walked with me a day at a time, and if you follow me, and if you spend time with me, you would understand that I'm about doing simple things day in and day out. Because it's the unseen discipline that manifests itself in seen success. I want you to remember that. It's the unseen discipline that manifests itself into visual success, seen success or visual success. It's the things that I stick to day in and day out, regardless of how I feel. And so when I'm trying to talk to people and I'm trying to help people, I'm telling them, don't get too caught up into your feelings. Feelings aren't real determinations of how you're doing. You cannot be feeling well and be doing great. How I'm feeling and how I'm doing is 2 different things. Because oftentimes when I'm sticking to the discipline of the process that's going to help me to achieve the things that I resolutely want to do, and the power of resolute comes from God. The power of resolution, for me to be resolved, for me to have resolve. Do you know what it is to have resolve? That comes from God. That comes from outside of me. But I have to, so for me to follow through on a New Year's resolution and to actually be doing these things, for me to be doing these things 6 months from now consistently, I need to break it down into small bite size. Everybody sets big goals, but they don't set up the process right to achieve the big goals. I'm going to explain it to you. So if you got a goal to do something for a whole year, I want you to break it down into reasonable expectations and try and break it down from week to week. So for an example, if you want to read more and you say to yourself, this year I want to start reading more, I wouldn't set a goal to trying to read a book a week. It's good to read a book a week. That's possible. I might set a goal, something more to, you know what? I want to try to get through this book by the end of the month. Now, if I don't get through it by the end of the month, don't beat up on myself. Because if I read 10 to 12 books this year, But last year, I didn't read any books. Guess what? I'm making improvement. I've made improvement. You want to know the difference between 0 and 1? What do you think is the difference between 0 and 1? And I know some of y'all are going to answer 1. What's the difference between 0 and 1? The difference between 0 and 1 is the difference between something and nothing. That's the difference between 0 and 1. So if I start making small steps, I've entered into the world of existence, where in that area of my life, there was no existence. So when I'm talking about having a resolution, I'm saying to myself, I want something now new to exist in my life that didn't exist before. You follow me? I want to create a new Malik, and I want this new Malik to have a new existence in this certain area. So all I have to do is really start making progress in that area. So set it up for week to week. I want to stick to it. And I encourage people to write journals. Journals are inventory. Jim Quick was talking about that. And he asked the question, he said, do geniuses write journals, or do journals create geniuses? So you remember those diaries? When we were younger, we used to write diaries. There's some power in when you put things into black and white and you can look at it. Because I want you to follow me here. Because what begins to happen when I put things down into black and white, I can look back 3 months ago, from 3 months from now, and I can measure myself to, I can compare Malik to Malik and not compare Malik to somebody else. And the reason why New Year's resolutions don't last long is because I start to compare myself to other people. Once I start comparing myself to other people, my spirits start to go down because I feel like I'm not measuring up. A lack of self-confidence seeps in, and then I quit it totally. That's right, burn a paper trail. I quit it totally. I want you to listen. Any business that fails to take inventory will go broke. So you are your business. If you don't take inventory in your life and watch the areas of your life and write them down on paper, you will go spiritually, emotionally, and mentally broke. And then out of that is going to come pain. You're going to go a whole year tearing your ass. And then at the start of the new year, you're going to say, I want to start over. But let me tell you something. You can start your life over on March 3rd. You can start your life over on June 22nd. August 3rd, 2005, I had a spiritual experience that changed my life forever. I wouldn't have made it to January 1st, 2006. I would have died. I'm telling you, I would have. I'm telling you, I would have. I wouldn't have made it. See, so set small goals and get used to, try to get used to sticking to the small disciplines of day in and day out, and just practice showing up in whatever area it is that you're resolute about. And it's important that I set up my environment. So my environment consists of a couple of things for me to be successful. And I was thinking about this, and I've really been meditating about this over the break. What does it take for me to succeed in a specific area of my life? And what does the environment need to look like? So the trees that grow in the rainforest in South America, I'm just going to give you an example. Some of them grow up to 500 feet high. They're full of life. They got leaves on them. Their roots grow deep. Some of their roots grow a half a mile underground. They found roots of trees a half a mile in each direction, all around in a 360 circumference. Do you think a tree like that can grow on Fifth Avenue? Have you seen trees that like are in the rainforest on Fifth Avenue? I want you to follow me here. No. Why? Because the environment isn't set up on Fifth Avenue for a tree to grow like that. But a tree can grow like that in the rainforest. So why are you trying to become a rainforest tree out of your element? If you want to become something, you have to now, so as humans, so obviously, okay, you know, I gave the example, but sometimes you have to bring the environment to you. That means me shifting around my life in a way that will be conducive to me actually achieving my goals. And that's going to mean removing things out of the environment that are hazardous to the growth and development of my tree that I'm planting in that specific area. Now, you could get a tree to grow like the rainforest on Fifth Avenue, but what would you have to do? You would have to remove the concrete, remove some of the buildings. And some of us got major buildings in our life that are in our way, but they got to get moved. All of the pipes that are running underground that are well embedded. And so the pipes can be a representative of the behaviors and the thought patterns that are in my life that need to get removed so that my roots can grow down deep and around and stretch around so it can soak up as much of the help and the nutrients that are out there for me so that I could grow tall. So that I could grow tall. People talk to me about business and, yo, Malik, I want to open a business and I want to be my own boss. I want to have businesses like you, Malik, man. And I tell them, yeah, you think I'm my own boss? Well, look, man, I got hundreds of customers. That means I got hundreds of bosses. I got hundreds of people that I'm accountable to, that hold me to a high standard. I'm in the childcare industry, and people don't play with their children. People want the best for their kids. People hold me accountable. A lot of days I get up and I do the same thing every day. Yeah, different days throw different scenarios at me, but I'm a stickler to the discipline. And it's day in, day out discipline that leads to permanent victory. So we talk about success, and I want to be successful, but what is success? Success is discipline. Because the outward success that you might see in my life or in other people's lives who you want to be like, the outward success is really just a manifestation of the inward discipline and the stick-to-itiveness and the resolve that that person is resolute in what it is they're trying to accomplish. So when I set a New Year's resolution and I went through the steps, if you go through these steps, these 7 steps, there's a lot of things in life that I have to just simplify my life and focus all of my attention on the areas that I need improvement. And really, really, really block out all the distractions. See, the main problem is that, people want to change and they want their cake and they want to eat it too. But change don't happen like that. Change don't happen where, I can have all of my play toys, but then also have the newness that's coming into my life with these New Year's resolutions that I'm making in these areas that I want improvement, but I still want all of my old play toys. It doesn't go like that. Because freedom isn't free. New freedom isn't free. New freedom requires new sacrifice. Because for every level, there's another devil. So people think I got it made. Oh, Malik, you're doing good. You're making money. You got all these businesses. I see all of the stuff that you're doing. You and your family are doing. Yeah, for every level, there's another devil. There's another set of challenges. And once you get there, you realize that I've now come to another stage that's full of opportunity, but another stage that's also set with its booby traps. And if I don't change, I'll lose what I have. For every New Year resolution that comes my way is that comes up in my mind of things that I want to change about myself, I'm automatically inviting the new devils on those new levels. They come with it. For every success of mine came a new challenge. And so the thing is about new devils, I got to get to learn the new devils. And that's why in step 6, I talk about be still and get more quiet. There's something in American society that isn't celebrated enough, and that's meditation. That's getting quiet. Everybody likes to make fun of it, and they like to joke about that, you're sitting there like, and you're getting deep, and it's funny, and it seems like something from Asian culture. But I think African Americans really need it a lot because we're too emotional. We're very emotional people, especially my sisters. And I love y'all. Look, I was raised in a house full of women. I'm not knocking because the guys are emotional too, especially nowadays. You can't say nothing to brothers no more. Brothers will stop speaking to you faster than you can say chimpanzee. It wasn't like that growing up. But nowadays, people will stop speaking to you so quick you won't know what hit you. Say the wrong thing to somebody, you won't hear from them for a long time. Something in the water about cats, man. So for every level, there's another devil and there's another set of circumstances. I got to get to learn that new devil. And that means I got to be quiet. So I'm talking a lot about meditation. And listen, you can, so in order for me to have the power to really analyze my present moment decisions and to see how I'm moving, the most important person I need to be watching is Malik. I need to be watching me at all times, because I could be my worst enemy. Because it's the decisions that I make moment in and moment out. I gotta watch how I'm making these decisions. I gotta watch where these decisions are coming from. Malik, is that decision coming from a place of fear? What's going on with you? You're not trusting God. Why are you making it? Why you want to fire that person? Why you don't want to do business with this person? Why do you want to do business with this person? Because life is school. Every conversation that I have is class. Don't take a conversation off. Don't take off a conversation. Every conversation with everybody is class. And if you're listening, you'll learn the lessons. See, everybody think the key to success is running their mouth. The key to success is how I could kick the Willy Bobo, or how I can manipulate, or how articulate I am. No, the key to success is learning the lessons in every conversation. I want you to follow me. The conversation with your husband, the conversation with your wife, the conversation with your business partner, the conversation with your employee. Listen to people when they talk. People are telling you they are telling you who they are in every single conversation. That guy that you went out with for the first time last week, he's telling you who he is on that date. He's telling you. Listen to him and believe what he's saying. This person that you're interviewing for a job at your business, listen to them as they talk to you about their former employer. Listen to them. They're telling you who they are. That person that left that other company to come over to your company, and they now your coworker, and you're out at lunch, and they're talking with you about how they feel about things. Listen to them. They're telling you about who they are. People will, my mother used to say, Malik, life will teach you better than I tell you. Life is about school. Every conversation is school. Every time I walk down the block is school. Every time I drive to work, I'm at school. It's a learning lesson. And I need to use my two eyes. I got 2 eyes. I got 2 ears. I got 2 nostrils. I got 1 mouth. Don't you think that's set up like that for a reason? Don't you think that's set up like that for a reason? It is. Because the senses are more important. It's they're observatory senses. The mouth don't detect nothing but taste. But I'm not a snake. I'm not a rattlesnake. My vision is good. I'm not tasting the air to know what my surroundings are. But my nose can smell something from far away. My eyes can see further. My ears can hear further. Right? So I need to use them. I need to use them. I remember one of my linebacker coaches, I always say this, he used to say, Malik, believe what you see. You keep trying to figure out the offense. Stop trying to figure out what you think they're going to do. Believe what you see. Because what you see them doing is what they're doing. They're running the ball your way up the 6-hole. So these steps to achieve my New Year's resolution, I'll go through them again. Identify the areas that are causing your pain, number 1. Number 2, surrender to the fact that you've been defeated in that area. 3, search for help with those specific issues that you've identified as troublesome. 4, recommit to your spiritual life. 5, be more loving to the people in your life, and that will spread to others. 6, be still and get more quiet. 7, keep your thoughts in the here and now, right now. And so, and that's really the point that I want to end with. I was talking with somebody in the gym the other day, and he said, yo, man, I ain't been in the gym a couple of days, man, and automatically I'm thinking, okay, you're in the gym now. See, he was in the past couple days of not being in the gym. I'm here right now. So it's my present moment where I can actually look at. So when the thought comes to me that I'm not doing something that I should be doing, that thought is actually the thought that's encouraging me to get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't use that thought as a tool to beat up on yourself. I keep telling people this. That thought is actually a good thought. It's the thought of awareness. It's actually a blessing. But the spiritual, so my spiritual skewed vision will have me interpret that and use that to beat up on myself. Look at myself. Look, I'm eating this stuff again, man. Oh, look at me. I'm getting out of the bed with, with this person I ain't supposed to be in the bed with. Right? Or look at me. I said that I was going to be reading more, but I'm not. Oh, wow. No, the thought came to me to read, to tell me to read. Not for me to feel bad about not reading. So the encouragement that I'm looking for needs to first come from me. Because listen, guys, we're not going to get a lot of encouragement out there from people. Yeah, and I got some good people in my life. Trust me, I got wonderful people. I got a wonderful surrounding. My environment is set up with wonderful people. But if you're anything like me, you can be around a bunch of wonderful people and still feel lonely. I got to pick myself up and not be so hard on myself. Set the small goals. Stick to the small discipline. Don't try to bite off big size chunks of goals, because I'm just setting myself up for failure. And keep my goals into the day and into here and now. And try to just make small steps of progress in the areas that I want to change. And the process of the progress is going to help build my fortitude. That's going to build my resolve. That's going to help me the quality of being resolute. Thereby, time is going to go by and I'm going to see that it has become a resolution. And that word resolution, it sounds like what? Revolution. A type of revolutionary change in my life. Because human life can be recreated at any time. You ever run across somebody that you knew from childhood and you see them now and you're like, I don't even recognize that person anymore. That person is totally different. Even the way they act. Change is possible. It is. It is. I gotta lock in and focus on the small things. I think about I was watching Warren Buffett, and it was the story about his life and how he lives his life now. And and I'm just using it as an example. Even people who I personally know, who I'm around daily, successful people. And when I'm talking about success, I don't mean financially. I'm talking about the success of discipline. Discipline grows. Discipline isn't a quality that I mentally think of and now I have it. Discipline comes as a result of sticking to something day in and day out, regardless of how I feel. And guess what? Public service announcement, it's not going to feel good most of the times. Faith doesn't always feel good. And we have the wrong ideas and concept about what stick-to-itiveness is, about what resolve and being resolute is. That's all the ingredients of faith. But faith doesn't always feel good. Faith is everything. Faith is death. Faith is disappointment. Faith is joy. Faith is life. Faith is successes. Faith is failures. Faith is stages of unhappiness. All of that's faith. Faith is the rough times. Faith is unemployment. Faith is employment. Faith is owning the business. Faith is all of it. Whoever said faith always has to feel good? Where do we get that from? These ideas and notion that faith is just success. Faith is also the tough times. Faith is resiliency. Faith is hurting, but still walking through. Faith is not knowing how it's going to turn out, but I'm sticking to it anyway. Faith is not feeling like I have a choice. Faith is, so what, I fell short, I'm going to do it again. Faith is, I got it wrong, but I'm going to get it right this time. Resolutions don't have to be perfect. And don't make a resolution for a year. I make a New Year's resolution. I'm taking myself out of the now. And that's why I was saving this for last. That's why New Year's resolutions fail. Because you can't make a 365-day decision in one moment. You can't make a year's decision in a here and now. Here and now is eternity. Here and now is forever. Forget the calendar. Don't think about a calendar when it comes to the spiritual realm. And I was tired, but people hit me up. I had to come on and do this. I've been running all day since 5:30. I got a lot of material for a lot of shows, and I wasn't going to do New Year's resolution show, but people was hitting me up. They said, the show that you did early, yo, you kind of left me hanging. I'm coming on again tomorrow night. Here and now, right now, people. Tonight, January 10th, 2018. This is the only thing that's real. You making plans that I want my body to look a certain way, or I want to have this by September. Listen, making plans are good. But as soon as you finish making that plan, I want you to bring yourself right back to the here and now. What do I have to do to achieve that dream and that goal? Because thinking about months and months is too big for us. I don't know about you, but it's too big for me. I'm not even thinking about tomorrow right now. Right now, I'm going to end my night the way I usually end my night. I'm going to get still. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to say my prayers. I'm going to come down spiritually. I'm going to review my day and think about my day. I'm going to think some about tomorrow, what I can do tomorrow. I'm going to get up. And if I'm blessed to wake up, I'm going to go at tomorrow like I went at today. And I have goals and dreams set up for tomorrow. I have some things planned for next week. I'll get to next week when I set my schedule. I have some meetings. I have some open houses, some things to go to promote my business. But I'm not there right now. All of my energy is right here with you right now doing this podcast. That's it. Because when you think about too many days at one time, you're setting yourself up for fear to come in. Fear, a lack of self-confidence. Then old experiences of failure start to seep in. Old patterns. Oh, wow, I'm doing it again. I did this before. Here I go again. That's why I don't like this about me. So then what's going to happen after that is those bad feelings come in. Now I'm going to turn to some things of pleasure because I need to not feel the way I feel. So for the sisters, you're going to call up that old dude that you used to mess with. He probably married. You let him come over, smoke your boots. So temporarily, all that can actually come from. All of that can actually come from. That could just come from you feeling bad about not sticking to a goal that you had. Or some guy, go out to the strip club, trick up the money, hanging out with tricks out there, the chicks, spending it up. Huh? Or go buy some clothing, make yourself feel better. Go buy some sneakers. Or go do something. We turn to stuff when we start to feel bad to make us feel better. But it's all temporary. So I'm going to close with this. Being resolved, being resolute are all the ingredients of faith. Right? But what is my idea and concept of faith? What is faith and what is it not? What is it and what is it not? And I need to be clear on what it is that I'm planning to do for myself for 2018. And I also need to understand that 2018, this whole year is a long time. 365 days, 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour. I mean, 60 seconds in each minute. So a second is right now. So that's a whole lot of right nows. That's too long, people. I'm going to run it back again. I'm making a resolution for 2018 to just think about what I'm doing. What's up, Devon? I see you. Thinking about what I'm doing. I'm making a resolution for 365 days. And in each day is 24 hours. And in each hour is 60 minutes. And each minute is 60 seconds of right now experiences. That's too long. That's too much. Just try to stick it to the day. Please. Please try to keep it in the day. Try to keep it in the moment. If the moment is too long, try not to go past today. Move the things out of your life that are unhealthy so it will make room for you to actually do the things for yourself that are healthy. And if you find yourself that you win a day or two not doing those things that are good for you, don't beat up on yourself. When the thought comes that lets you know, oh, you stopped doing it, you need to get back to doing it. Don't take that thought as, oh, that's me again. I never followed through with nothing. No, that's actually the thought that's telling you to go back to doing it. Don't feel bad. It's the inner you that wants to be great. That's saying, hey, you forgot about me. You forgot about the greatness. I'm here. I'm right here. Don't forget me. I guarantee you the greatness that's in you will remind you it's there. And when it reminds you, just embrace it. Just say, oh, okay, I got to get back to doing what I was doing and start where you stand. All right? I love you guys, man. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Conversations with Malik. This weekend, this Sunday, I got DJ Lennox coming in. We're going to interview him. We're going to be talking about some things we're doing. And then on Monday, I got a life coach, Donna Jonas. She's coming in, MLK Day. She's coming here at 12 o'clock, and we're going to sit with her, and she is just terrific. So we got a lot of great things lined up, man. As we're working, we're going to start working on our studio in the spring and developing our website. So listen, yo, Devon, yes. I'm going to hit you up. I got to get you on, and I'm talking about soon. Yes, we got to talk about some fitness and some inspiration, brother. So, yo, we going to hit each other up. Listen, peace and blessings, Conversations with Malik. Peace out.